and welcome to Tarot by Fernanda, and welcome to another reading. And this one is really nice because we're going to talk about what people admire the most about you. What is it? What is it, that one thing that you may serve as inspiration? And this is something I really like to do because, when we admire someone, we admire qualities, right? Like, wow, she's so fierce, or wow, he got such a great sense of style, fashion style. And when we're capable of admiring people, and that means that we get inspired in a way, and we could realize, okay, well, this person has a great sense of fashion. I would love to dress more, not like him, but I would like to apply that into my life. So in a way, when we're being authentic, we don't realize it, but we are inspiring a lot of people. When we are being authentic with our hair, when we're being authentic with the way we are, with the way we speak, the way we walk, the way we dress, and how we love our body, So we are going to be talking about really nice things today, just about what people admire the most about you. It could even be like maybe they feel a bit envy, but like very positive envy. And and this is like what people admire the most, whether it's your coworkers, friends, family members, your partner, your romantic partner. So this is group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. Now, take your time to choose one group. The timestamps is in the description box. It's always in the description box, okay? In case that you ever wonder. As well, over there, you can find my official website if you're ever at a place that you're ready to get some, specific guidance for you from your angels and spirit guides. Then you can go to my website and book a reading with me. Without further ado, I'll see you in a couple seconds. Bye. Hi there, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you got here, you chose the Pyrite. I'm probably getting the wrong pronunciation. But it says as follow: my confidence is rock solid. I take positive action to manifest my goals. And if you hear in the background that's my dog. Now, it also says maintain an organized approach to life, manifest goals with ease, experience a solid foundation, be grounded and focused, realize financial freedom. So you are already a very grounded person. I think that that's what people will admire. And I do think that you're the type of person with a rock solid confidence. And so even when there is a storm going on, that does not stray you from you never stray from your goal. You never stray from what you promise yourself. I do feel like you have, like, for you, your word and like also your goals is something very important. It's not something you are even capable of like revisiting and modify, I'll say. So that could be something that people do genuinely, they can admire about you. Okay, now we're gonna look at, actually this will go like this, cause like this. Oh, one sec, let me put them here. These two, I remember, came together and like Alrighty. Okay. So, group number 1. You got the Two of Swords. Now, with this Two of Swords, this is really talking about people admiring your capacity of um, focusing and not letting outsiders or even like outside situations to somehow sway you away from what of taking a proper decision. Okay, so this Two of Swords, you see how the crows are like distracting her and like pulling in different directions. Now, the thing is, the Two of Swords does talk about, of course, at a time when you're meant to make a big decision. But the Two of Swords lets me know that it's not like you're indecisive, is that you are aware of what is at stake. Like you're clearly aware and you're just taking your time to collect enough information and to get in touch with that intuition before making a decision. And that is one of like the best type of energies that will be representing someone trying to decide what to choose, who to choose, where to go. This is really good because it is like you're taking your sweet time, regardless of people getting mad at you, trying to pressure you to make a decision. Even if there's chaos, even if there's a storm outside, you will keep your cool. That is something that people do definitely admire about you. With this Four of Pentacles, it just goes to reinforce that messaging because imagine like number 4, the frequency, it is like a chair, right? A chair is quite solid. So it is someone, see how she's closing her eyes too? Like she got something over her eyes, but she doesn't. And she's closing her eyes because she is trying to get grounded. She's trying to get in touch with the earth, with her belongings and like understand, okay, I have this. What is the next investment? I have also to be grateful for what I have right now to kind of make the proper choice for the future, right? Like take a look to the past and take a look to the present before we are even considering the future. So that is something that it's very clear here. It's like you are capable of keeping your cool. You're capable of shutting the outside noise as well, which is something that is very admirable. Now, with this card with the World, which is a major arcana, you also got the Hermit. Now, these two are two major arcanas, and it's really interesting because the World and the Hermit, the World, if I were to say that, if this is a extroverted versus an introverted, I will say that the World is an extroverted person, and the Hermit is someone that is not necessarily an introverted person, but is choosing to be, So I do picture you being someone who's very capable of being like in a social group if you choose to, and being alone. If I had to say, I will say that you are predominantly social, you are predominantly extroverted, but you're someone who is capable to respect your needs when there's this like need of your soul that is like speaking to you of like, we have to be alone because we gotta find answers. We are at a time in our life in which we have to go into hermit mode to be able to find those answers and make sure we are not being manipulated by others, or we're not even like, people are not always, they're not actually trying to manipulate us, but sometimes we are influenced by the exterior world, right? Now, with the World as well, to me, it really seems like a lot of people admire your guts of like daring to travel. I would even say that you will be the type of person that would be willing to learn a new language, that wants to learn more about the world. Now, if you're not much of a traveler, I will say that people admire that you have really, really, really big dreams, and not the type of dreams that will make sense because of the type of family you had. Let's say you were born in a very artistic family, but you decided to become a doctor. Now let's say that your dad was a soccer player, your grandpa was a soccer player, then it just makes sense that for some reason, of course, your family loves soccer, and then it's just like, duh, he will become a soccer player too. But it's not that the scenario I'm seeing. It's really like you're surprising people for the path you are choosing. I feel like you're breaking a lot of patterns in your family as well. You're very daring, like you dare to do things. Now this, what I was going to say about this? No, I keep what I said about being very daring and being very open to other ways of thinking, and like not because you will take them in and completely, turn. Let's say there's people that they can, if they learn something, they become that. And some people, they're just open-minded and they want to learn about other cultures, other ways of thinking, other religions, just to maybe that will better, it will be something they can apply to their own beliefs already without completely being like, okay, now I'm not a Christian anymore, now I'm Jewish. Like, no, there's no need for that, And I feel like you have that capacity. And I think that you're someone also who will question things. You're not left, like if someone tells you like something, you usually look it up on your own. And because you like to find those answers on your own, I do think that you were definitely a very inspiring person. People do see you as an example to follow as well. You can be sometimes be like odd within your group, or the odd person within your family members, the person that does not necessarily try to fit in as much. Now, with this King of Pentacles and the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, and the fact that you got this crystal, like this is the crystal that you chose, it definitely is talking about manifesting abundance and about people to get inspired by how responsible you have been when it comes to money or when it comes to your future. Okay, with this King of Pentacles, even if you're not someone who has a lot of money or abundance in your life, like, remember that abundance is not money. Abundance is like, your abundance can come in so many things. This is something that we learn when we start learning about manifesting, is like, don't ask for money to buy a new bed. Ask for the new bed, and maybe that bed will come in a different way, but don't be asking for money specifically. And with this King of Pentacles, it is like an old wolf. It is, I'm just seeing a spider, like a big one. Okay, I'll just let her go and I will keep doing my thing. She will keep doing her thing. Now, people do admire how smart, how strategic you are with your money, with your finances. Now, something I got to say is that the King of Pentacles, it is someone who does not necessarily will put his passion first. Like, he will not do necessarily what he's most passionate about. He will do what will get him to be retired and enjoying life first. So if he's like, okay, I'm passionate about becoming a doctor, but a doctor really, after paying his debt and like working so many hours, and it's like, will only have enough money to retire at, I don't know, whatever age, right? And then he's like, okay, well, I really want to be a doctor, but actually this other thing or this other project will actually give me more money and really make that possible. So they will go for that second option, even if they wanted to be a doctor, or they will be enjoying more being a doctor, because a King of Pentacles is very strategic. It's not necessarily thinking of instant gratification, It's not thinking about that. It prioritizes the future, prioritizes like, okay, maybe I'm not enjoying right now, but in the future, I'll have tons to enjoy. So that's something people admire about you, like being capable of detaching yourself of the now and being kind of strategic, and like how smart you are, like you're lone old wolf that knows all the tricks. And if you're not that yet, like people can see that guy, that woman has potential, like they will become someone in life. Like that's how people perceive you. With the Magician and also the Wheel of Fortune, it really, we're talking I'm just looking at numbers 2, 4, 3, 9, 1, 1. So 1 is a number that is repeated more than once, because 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1, and the magician is 1. And so number ones are leaders, of course. That frequency is initiation, it's a frequency of manifestation to begin with. And here with the magician and the whale, it just makes me really think that you guys are great manifestators. Like, it doesn't matter if you have developed your gifts or if you're aware of them, or if you feel like you can make things happen or manifest things. That does not matter, because whether wanting it or not, you navigate the lines of time. That's something that they're telling me. Like, you play with time, or you play with, there's something that you may not realize you're doing, that this is why you got kind of a lucky star. And I'm not saying that things are happening easily for you, but I do think that at a certain point you start realizing that, or you will start realizing that, you know what, I got like influence on what's happening to me, on the doors that are opening to me. Like, sometimes I really want this job to happen, or really work at this specific place, and it ends up happening. And there's other people that we want the same thing and it doesn't happen, but I just feel like you're a great manifestator. That is something that it's clear in here, and people do really admire that. And with the magician as well, something that to me, like, it really the magician has always been someone very smart, and someone who could be like a jack of all trades, because the magician, you see here the infinity sign, so it has infinity source of power, it has that infinity source of strength, right? And knowledge as well. And I see that with the hermit as well. Like, I think that you're someone who could even really like philosophy, or really, like I said, learn about like different ways of viewing life and experiencing life. Now with the magician, it usually, in other tarot decks, you can see the 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and air. And my personal intuitive belief is like, in a journey, we all choose to get in touch with more of like with one specific element in a specific time in our life. And a magician is like, has access to the 4 of them, and at some point makes a choice of which way to go. But it's like, it's very clear for the magician, all 4 were available, while I find that is not the case for most people. Or I mean, it could be, but they're just not aware. And the magician is like, they genuinely are such a very smart person. I'm not talking about book smart, I'm talking about like life smart. And if they want something, they're gonna find a way to make it happen. Whether it is creative, whether it is more like a scholar, or whatever it is, they will make it happen. So you're someone who I think you're going to be very abundant, just letting you know. I know that this reading is not about this. And also, if at some point you're ready for a personal reading, my website is in the description box, and there you can find the link, okay? I really do think that you're someone who has more of a grounding personality, that has very big goals, and you are someone who will become rich. And with that said, I will definitely suggest for you to watch my video about whether do I have that video out? Never mind. No, I don't have it yet. But with that said, I wish you guys the best, and I will see you on my next video. Okay? Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Malachite, and it says and it goes like this. I recognize repetitive patterns and choose love, compassion, and kindness. And it also says on the back, create healthy patterns in a relationship, connect with the sweetness of life, maintain heart-centered awareness, and get to the heart of the matter. And it does feel like you are someone who has like a lot of patience with people. You're the type of person that would not be like canceling people just like that, you know. Nowadays people cancel everyone or is very quick to judge. You're the type of person that is very kind, patient, wants to get to know people really for who they are, and wants to understand them. Of like, you know, I feel like if you were like a mom or a dad and you see one of your kids that is very angry, you wouldn't just like explode. I'm not saying that you wouldn't at all, you never explode, but it's like part of you will be curious to understand, why is my kid so mad, you know, so angry? While other parents will just assume this child is being difficult, others will have the patience. I feel like this is your personality. This is something people really admire, is that you're someone who lead with kindness, patience, and love. And because that is so important for you, then you take the time to understand people's behavior. And kind of, it's not that you make excuses for them always. It's more of like, it's not about excuses, it's about understanding them, you know. If you were to be a teacher, like that's what I'm picturing, you would understand, like you wouldn't be so hard on the kid that may be having a hard time to concentrate, that doesn't have, you know, like the right shoes, that you can tell that he's not sleeping, that you can tell that a lot of stuff is happening at home. Like you will be the type of teacher that would not think that that person is acting up. Like you would understand, okay, this person is going through, this kid is going through a hard time, let me actually talk to him. Let me see if I can, you know, provide certain guidance, some type of guidance to this kid. Maybe, you know, I'm going to pack 2 lunches today because I'm going to give 1 lunch to this kid. You are that type of person. I think that, you know, just this qualities could be good anywhere. Group number 2, just like feeling this energy, so loving, I would say that. Now, okay, so let's start with your reading. Group number 2, you got this 10 of Wands, the Tower, the Knight of Wands, that's the second Wands, 4 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, so you got 3 Wands. And you got the Tower, which is a major arcana, and the Cups, which is water. Okay. Alrighty. So I do think that you're someone who's interested to better yourself. It could be not necessarily that you think that, it's not necessarily that you see it in a spiritual way. But you definitely see it like, okay, I do have to do better. I think that you always strive to do better. You're the type of person that strives to do better. I do think that you are someone who does clearly, you know, carry her things and carry a lot of other like baggage from other people. Like you're someone who will be helping them. You're someone that even if you're tired, even if you haven't slept so much, you will like help them taking care of their own stuff. And so I think you're someone who will be there for your friends, family members. You know, from all your siblings, maybe you were that one sibling that was very responsible. Maybe you were like the oldest child, you know. There's this thing about like the oldest child is usually like the one that is the most responsible because was not allowed to have as much fun as the other kids, and parents were a bit tougher on them. So I definitely could see you being like an older child that, you know, you could be kinder with your siblings and your parents were ever capable to be, because you're still a kid but you had to act like an adult, and I feel like there was much more love and kindness in you. So there's that for sure, that message. I don't know who that is for, but for majority of you, I just really see someone who will worry for others, who is very caring, you know, not necessarily like motherly, like that type of caring, like, oh, this person is a very motherly person. No, it's just that this person is reliable. And that is what I'm sensing from you. You are reliable. Now, group number 2 with the Tower. I'm sensing that you're someone who does not necessarily fight the unexpected, and you're someone who will get up right away. Let me just ask about this very quick. What is the Tower about? But it's just with the Tower, it really does speak about, the unexpected, a surprise. Sometimes when your home is being attacked. There's just one. And I just feel like you're someone who has suffered, has had situations in which maybe you did not have enough money, in situations in which you have felt trapped. So people, it's weird to say that people admire that. It's like people can see that your life has not been perfect. People can see that you have, there's people that we see that they have had very, like, I'll say smooth life and very, like, easy situations in life throughout their life, and they haven't really experienced struggle. And we think struggle is just money, but no, like, struggles in other ways. But people have been able to see that you're someone who has gone through struggles. Even maybe you're someone who did not have, like, a dad or a mom, or you're even, like, you could have been an orphan, or you could have had parents but they were not really taking care of you, and you felt very lonely. That could be a thing. And even through all that chaos, that didn't crumble you whatsoever. So people really do admire that, like, that resilience, and how, like, even it could be also that they admire how kind you are despite how chaotic your house was, or your living situation was. Now, with this Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands, I'm just getting the vibe that you're someone who really can pass on your genuine energy. You're someone who could be funny without trying to be funny. You're someone who also could be a great dancer, a great musician, a great singer. And I do think that you're someone who, by, like, naturally, you're very, like, without makeup, you are very, 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 very pretty. And I'm saying this without makeup part because everyone is beautiful, but there's people that, I don't know if you have noticed, that they're really, really pretty without makeup, and actually putting on makeup, it's a bit weird because their face was like, that face matches so well their personality. And sometimes when we put makeup, we are kind of altering. We alter our face in a way, our cheeks, our nose, everything. And I just feel like your beauty is a type of beauty that really matches your personality, like your natural beauty, whether you're a man or a woman. I know that most men don't use makeup, but women, I just wanted to say that it just seems like you have this natural beauty, and very, like, if you, like, I feel like if you were to wear makeup, you're someone who will be, like, really wearing, like, light makeup. I'm just mentioning that because it's details they're giving me, but I have no opinion about makeup. And yeah, you're also someone who I would say could be such a great dancer, and you, like, your energy is so contagious in a very good way. Okay. I do think that you're the type of person that if you were ever to get attention, you'll bring, like, your friend with you and be like, oh, have you met this person? Like, you're trying to diverge sometimes the attention from you to others. That's something else that I'm, like, feeling about you. With this Eight of Cups, I do think that people do admire your resilience in love, your resilience with your own emotions and everything you have gone through. But I will say that what they admire the most, and how they get inspired by you, is that you're someone who is very kind. Even when people have hurt you, you're someone who will step away and will be, like, that type of person that does pray for them. that still prays for that person, still, talks about that person with respect to others, but will choose not to be with that person. So I do think that they admire that admire how kind you are. Even when you walk away from someone, you are very you are considerate. That's what I will say. You consider people's feelings, and it could be that you were not always like this. I really feel like this is an acquired something you worked on. I think that you try to understand your patterns a bit more. Maybe, why am I attracting the same people all the time? Why am I feeling like this all the time? And I think that you're someone who is willing to learn more about how to balance your feelings, how to like properly, have a argument with someone, how to take ownership of what's happening to you versus pointing fingers. I think that you are someone who's very open-minded about that. I wouldn't say necessarily I'm feeling like you're someone spiritual. I'm sensing more that you're someone that is very emotional, that you're very empathetic, that you feel deeply, and that you would be the type of person that would be open for, a third party help, because you understand that you're not like, it's not like you know it all, and that there is by you choosing to understand patterns, is you already understanding that there's so much to learn about our own behavior, and that we have to love ourselves, and that we can do so much better within that journey as well. So group number 2, I hope that this, serve you as guidance. Please do subscribe, give it a like, comment, and if you feel ready to get a reading, a personalized reading for yourself, do go to the description box where you can find my website as well. Okay, group number 2, I will see you on the next video. Bye. Hi there, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this card, welcome. Now, it says, I take the time for reflection and see life from a higher perspective. And then on the back, it says, I observe life from a greater perspective, reflect on inner light, develop consistent spiritual practices, increase spiritual awareness, and meditate regularly. Now, I do think that you are the group that is more spiritual in this reading. You are the group that has more like a curiosity to understanding what your purpose is in life. I do think that for you, your definition of helping people is very different from like the usual helping people. I do think that you are someone who believes more in energy and than anything else, and you understand that nothing is ever like you cannot destroy something. It always just is like it turns into something else, and transforms into something else. So you understand that energy can heal, that energy can make someone sick, and that emotions, does have a role in it. And I really do think that is like you are that type of person that will look to like get those answers, to learn more, that will probably end up trying to learn more about tarot or numerology or astrology, or those things that may give you kind of a sneak peek of like how can you understand the world a bit better. Okay, so let's start with your reading and try to understand what is something that, what are some things that people admire the most about you. And so far you got the 3 of Cups, Justice, the Tower, the Ace of Cups, the 8 of Wands. I'm going to do this like this. The Ace of Wands. And then you got the Ace of Swords with the 4 of Swords. Sorry, 4 of Wands. Okay. Alrighty, group number three. So something that is clear to me in here is that people admire the most. Like they see you as the ideal person to be friends with. They do think that you are an amazing friend, that you are an amazing, you're someone that support their tribe. You're someone who would not like be taking another woman down or another man down, or trying to create trouble within a group friend, like a group of friends. I think that you're also someone who does feel like friendship is everything and it's for life and you should be there in the good and the bad. um, I do think you're very protective towards your friends, and I don't know about how you set boundaries with others when it comes to you, but definitely you're someone who's, if your friend is not there and someone is talking like not so nice things about her or him, you will say something, and you won't stand for that. And I do think that you're someone who really does not stand for injustice. You're someone that will always speak up and will be protecting other people and also other people's best interests, so people that are your friends, that are your acquaintances. So I'm sure that a lot of people have been wanting to be your friend. I do think that they see you and your friends and they're like, wow, like I wish I was part of that group of friends. um yeah, it just seems like you have found a tribe, and for you, your friends are like sisters or brothers, and you're someone who people really feel like you will not betray them whatsoever, that they can really rely on you when it comes to trust, and that they will never feel like the, like, I just feel like they feel secure emotionally when it comes to you, which is interesting because in another group it's more about like they feel like they can count on you, like if they need help. But for you it's just like they know their love is put into the right hands, their heart is in the right place. And I just think that you're that type of friend that even if your friends have kids and marry and that you're the only single one, they know that you don't stop loving them. There's this part of like this thing about you that you are adaptable when it comes to your friends. And I just feel like also another thing about you is that you're the glue for your group of friends. So sometimes you could be like, you have a group of friends that have like different personalities, and like there's that one person that does get really well along with everyone, and it's kind of the glue of the group. So if that person is not there, the group literally just dissipates. So you're that person. Now with the tower, which I found it was interesting because in group number two we could see the tower as well, is that in this case the tower, you got the ace of cups here instead, and in the other reading was the ace of wands. So it's just interesting because it just really seems that you're someone who is, I will say, a hopeless romantic in a sense. You're someone who does not give up on finding your other half. You really do believe in something genuine and pure, and you do want to find that. So no matter like what happens to you, and also even if like maybe for some of you, your household, your home when you were kids, I was not ideal. For some reason you you know that you want that to find this love. You do not stop loving people, you do not stop like taking chances in love, even no matter what happens to you, like you don't stop taking chances in love, and that's something people really do admire of you. Now with this eight of wands and the ace of wands, it's just interesting because um I do think, because you also got the ace of swords in here and the four of wands. Like I said, I do think that you are a light worker. I don't know if I already said that or not, but I do think there's some like magical thing about you. Um and I do feel like you're someone who is a dreamer in a good way. Not like a dreamer of like having big goals or ambition, you are a dreamer of like, you can dream of a better world, and just with that frequency, just with your thoughts, you change the world. Like, there's some singers, there have been some people that, they may have like created something. There's some writers that created like really nice books, and yeah, they were like good, but more than that, it's just like their written material, when people read it, it changes the world. When people listen to specific music that is in a really nice and high frequency, it just changes people. And I do think that that's the type of person you are. It's not like I'm not saying that you're not looking for money or that you are. I'm just saying that it's just what people really admire. It just seems that you really are in tune with your purpose. You're always looking to connect with that inner compass. You're someone who could learn anything really quick, anything artistic, anything creative. It's really quick. You're someone who has a lot of ideas, who thinks outside of the box all the time, who can imagine and envision a beautiful world that other people cannot. So this can also let me know that, if you were part of a group of people, like a family is a clan, you will be that one person who can see that something is possible, because you understand things as energy and frequencies. And maybe that's Chinese to some, your group of people, your clan, your family members may be like, but to you, it just makes sense. You understand. I just really feel like there's a big understanding about energy and flowing and manifestation and how luck, being lucky works. I just think that you are someone who really nicely have been developing skills to better manifest things into this world, into your life. You're someone who is very set on finding a soulmate, and I think that through your research about soulmate, you will find out that we have many soulmates, but it's like, who are you going to choose? Who actually is the right fit for you in this life? And seeing this, it will have to be someone with like awakened awareness. Maybe something you're going to bump into is a soulmate that, if you bump into a soulmate and you guys have a great connection, but this person has not turned on his or her awareness, and may not be able to walk you through this path, it may be a bit tough, and I mean, it may be heartbreaking, but keep up with, don't give up, because it just seems that you're someone who will attract the right person, the right soulmate to create something beautiful. Yeah, this I was not meant to start doing like a love reading group number 3, but I just wanted to say that. And just also remember, if you are ready for a private reading, just go to the description box where you can find my website, and you can go there and book a reading with me from there. Okay, so that was that group number 3. I hope that this was helpful in some way, and that you understand a little bit better what goes through people's mind when they think of you and when they see you. And I'll see you on the next video. Please do remember to subscribe, to give it a like. All those things do help, mainly because I'm just starting out. So thank you. Bye. Hi there, group number 4, and welcome if you chose the Carnelian. Now, it says, the creativity flows through me in myriad ways. I courageously bring my ideas into actuality. Now, on the back, it says, activate the creative mind, finalize projects, realize unlimited potential, improve visualization skills, stimulate the courage to fulfill life purpose and potential. Now, it is clear that you are the group that is the creative group, the artistic group. I'll say also that you are intuitive, right? I felt like group number 3 was very spiritual, very intuitive, but you guys are more on the side of the creative, artistic, and of course intuitive. Now, I'm not assuming that you all are fire signs, but I do think that a lot of you do have important placements in fire signs. So that will be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Okay. Now, I really do feel like you already will be like a ball of fire, someone who has a lot of energy, so your vitality is up the roof. But let's start with your reading, okay? Now, first you got the Four of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. Then you got the Six of Wands with the Eight of Swords, like this. And you have the Nine of Wands. So you got all wands so far on the conscious energy with the Eight of Pentacles. And then you got the King of Pentacles. So you got wands and pentacles. So you could also be an earth sign, okay? With the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so an earth sign, that will be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And yeah, already I can see that you guys have like a big personality. That's what I will describe it, a big personality. And that's definitely not something that came through in any of the other groups. You guys have a presence, okay? I do think that with this fire element, you are someone who has a lot of humor. People admire your humor, that you're charismatic, that you're someone who gets along with a lot of people. I think that you're also diplomatic, I will say. I'm just getting that feeling from this Six of Wands, although it has nothing to do with it, but I'm just really feeling like you're someone who knows what to say, who knows how to dress, who knows how to stand, to convey the right message. And I just feel like you're very, very smart. I do think that people admire how you portray yourself, how you, I do think that you have a lot of capacity. Like if you wanted to be a model, if you wanted to be an influencer, if you wanted to be a politician, if you want to, all of those things, like a politician and a model are very two different things, but you do have to have like self-confidence and like that feeling of like, I can do it. And I think that people really do admire that of you, because with this Eight of Swords, it's like, people admire that because in your position, they feel awkward. They feel a bit like they overthink things, You're the type of person that could put on, I don't know, a blazer. And like other people are like, no, that seriously is not like, doesn't look good. Or other people will be intimidated to be wearing that blazer. But for you, it's like, nah. I own the blazer look, So I really feel like while other people sometimes overthink a couple of things that you do, you seem to have a lot of confidence, right? Now remember, this is what they admire the most. That does not portray that that's a reality. Maybe you could be someone who is not that confident of yourself, but you know what? People perceive you that way and they admire you, so that's good. With this Four of Wands as well and this Six of Wands, I do think also that you're someone that is very likable, seems like also has a lot of luck, but I do think that you create that luck on your own. And I'm seeing it with this Eight of Pentacles and this Nine of Wands. It's like, no, I'm standing here when other people are not anymore, because I invest resources into my health, into my body, into knowledge, into my mental health. Like I do prioritize this. This is why I'm still standing, I really feel like it's no luck. But I do think that maybe you also have kind of a glamorous life or lifestyle, and people really admire that, I would say. What else? Well, yeah. Now, this, I do think that you are someone, because of all the wands, you're someone very creative, very intuitive, not necessarily spiritual, right? Because intuitive and spiritual are not the same thing. Spiritual is like if you have found interest to that, but whether you are spiritual or not, that does not take away the fact that someone is intuitive. Someone can live a very earthy life and never be interested in tarot, numerology, astrology, spirituality, herbs, and how to like heal through healing your emotions. Like someone may not believe in that, may not care about that, And there's someone who knows when not to walk into the wrong street. They know when to get out of the car, who is a good person, who's not, because they're so intuitive. By default, they are blessed with a higher intuition, and I feel like you are someone who is highly intuitive. And I just wanted to say, to clarify that, because some people put intuition and spiritualism together, but it's not. Okay, so you could be a very earthy person, and I do think there's some like materialistic in here, so maybe you're more earthy as well. Like you enjoy the good things about this world, the good quality. Like everything that you have needs to be good quality. It has to be of a good quality. So if you were to buy clothes, I don't see you really shopping at Shein, because for you it's not about saving a couple cents, a couple of dollars. For you really is about, if you're gonna have something, you deserve the best. Even if you're not rich, but you will be very careful with what you buy, because you want something that will last you like for a long time, not just a couple of months and then, or one wash, and then when you buy things at Shein, like it gets destroyed within like one wash, or like there's other brands, but you get what I'm saying, right? So I do think that people do see you as someone who is very successful or will become someone very, very successful. You're someone who has a lot of potential. That's what people see in you. They admire. They think, okay, you got the looks, you got the vibe, you got like the confidence. You're gonna make it. Like you will make it. And they do see that. They really do see that you are someone who will prioritize yourself, and that it's really hard for you to give up, I will say. Now, another thing with the Carnelian as well is just that it is really important to, oh yeah, here, you're a great person to have amazing ideas and start something, but finalizing that does take a lot of conviction as well. And usually the Carnelian does help you with that, to be able to finalize projects, to be able to not only start, not only continue, but be able to actually finalize it and get through the whole thing. So I do think you are a great initiator. I do think that you are someone who who has great ideas, who's a great initiator, who is great at planting seeds. But, I would love to see as well that you're a great finisher, People just see that you're someone who's meant for success. That's something I see, that you got a great personality, charismatic, diplomatic. You are... you have a big personality as well. Like people will know if you're in the party, if you're in the room. And yeah, that's what I'm getting. Also, group number 4, remember to subscribe, please, and give it a like, because it's a new channel and that really does help with the algorithm in YouTube. And for me, just for my for me feeling like really happy about it, I that really does help for me to keep like putting readings out there. And if you feel ready to have a private reading with me, then just go to the description box where you will find my website, and you can go straight there to book a reading with me. Okay, see you guys on the next video. Bye.